Hi there! Today we're gonna review and rank every single Cartoon Network cartoon that was ever made. Or at least, that's what this tier list says. We'll see if we're missing anything. We got a lot of cartoons to jump into, so let's see what we're starting off with. Two Stupid Dogs. Great way to start. I never actually watched this one. Some of these shows just came out when I was like 5 or 4. I may have seen it, but I don't remember a single thing about it. I'm sure it was good, but I have to put it in the alright, never watched, don't remember. Jumping to another one, great show, 16. This was a show about some guys and girls working together in the mall, going through life. It was good because I think every kind of teenager was represented in some way. You would watch 16 and be like, that's me, I'm that one. I always liked Jude because he was a stupid idiot. And that was my entire personality in high school. So I'm going to put this in the great tier, A tier. 16 is actually fantastic. And if you disagree, never speak to me again. A pup named Scooby-Doo. This was one of the 90s favorite trends, which was just take a TV show and turn the characters into kids and babies. One of the better ones, though, to be honest. It wasn't wacky. It was actually just Scooby-Doo, but as kids. Like, usually, when you make cartoon characters kids and babies, you have to put them in new scenarios, like the Total Drama Island new show where they're all babies. But A Pup Named Scooby-Doo was really good, and it had one of the best opening theme songs ever. You know, it's like, there's a mystery in town, so call the coolest pup around. It's B tier. It's pretty good. Adventure Time. Okay, well we're just starting off strong on this tier list. The characters are all kind of likable. They're not losers like the Eds or wimps like Courage. The characters are cool. It's fantasy, it's fighting, it's pretty. I like it. There's a million videos explaining why Adventure Time is good. I'll put it in the great tier because I know a lot of people really love it. I've talked to so many people who their art was inspired because of Adventure Time, and their humor and everything. Adventure Time is everything to them, so I will do no disrespect to them, and I'll put it in the A tier. S, we're saving that for some good stuff. I actually have no idea what this is, and they're not labeled, so I'm going to put it in the what is this category. Gumball is up next. Gumball was my favorite Cartoon Network, like modern day 2010 to 2015, 2020 cartoons, because I like the art style. It's all super crazy and different. The show is funny. I like slice of life more than I do kind of action fantasy. It's how I am with anime too. At the end of the day, it's more just about this kid living his life and with his friends and family. It's great. A tier. It's fantastic. So far, we're off to a great start. Apple and Onion. This was a pilot. I think, was it turned into a real show? I have no idea. But this is one of those, I never watched it. Atomic Betty. I have a weird, vague, cursed memory about this show. I have no idea what it was, but this little green guy down there, I could kind of see, is triggering me in some way. But I don't remember it. I really just... Baby Looney Tunes. Now this one is very controversial because in this show now, they're all babies and they're all under the care of Granny and they deal with baby things. There's no crazy violence. It's dealing with things like Sylvester stole my apple juice or Daffy, said a bad word. I thought it was fantastic. I loved the Baby Looney Tunes, and I watched it at a point where I shouldn't have been. I was probably too old to be watching it. Like, I was like 11 or something, and I was like, the Baby Looney Tunes is on? Absolutely. So because of that, 8. Okay, here's Batman Beyond. This was a really, really good show, but at the time I didn't like it because I wasn't really into serious cartoons. I thought they were too slow because I have ADD. It was a really cool concept of Bruce Wayne, who was now old and the mentor, and we had this new young anime boy. I can't remember who he was, but he became Batman. It was cool. It was edgy. So I'm going to put that in the good tier just because this is my tier list. This is not the official tier list. I liked it. Didn't love it. Okay, up next is this Batman show. This was the late 2000s Batman with Diedrich Bader. otherwise known as Hoss Delgado, who voiced Batman. It was like the Spider-Man friend or foe game. Every episode was Batman teaming up with a random character in the DC universe. It was good. You know, it was definitely more lighthearted. I personally could never get Diedrich Bader's voice out of my head. Every time Batman would talk, it was just like, "Ho, punk, I'm here to stop Two-Face and the Penguin." that's a terrible Hoss Delgado impression, but you get the idea. It was good. I wouldn't call it mediocre. The original Ben 10 series, this was a show that, great, I think so, especially with its concept. A kid has his little Omnitrix, his watch that lets him turn into 10 different aliens. He's a kid dealing with kid problems. He's also a superhero. It's the classic Spider-Man type of story. So it's great. Ben 10 Alien Force. See, I'm going to put this now in the C tier. It's mediocre because the charm of Ben 10, in my opinion, was the fact that he was a kid living a normal life to an extent. But he was like, oh, now I have to be an alien. Alien Force was now he's an edgy teenager and everyone is just edgy. That's all I remember was everyone thinking they were so emo and then they would fight. It was okay, but didn't exactly stay true to Ben 10. Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. I never watched it. I can't imagine it's good though because it looks like it's still teenage Ben. Ben 10, what is this? I don't know what this is. I'm gonna put what is this because I've never seen that. To be fair, I also have to put this new Ben 10 here because I never watched it. This Batman, I never watched it. I'm sorry. Camp Lazlo. 3 guys go to a summer camp, and they deal with summer camp shenanigans. I think Tom Kenny was actually a character there, so that kind of helps the point. But it was charming enough. Lazlo was an idiot. He had his even stupider friends. I don't know. I liked it. I very much liked it. I'm going to put that in the good category. Captain Planet. Was that Cartoon Network? Captain Planet was a stupid show about saving the environment. The show was stupid, not the message, but if we're going to put that in the D tier, we finally are putting a show in the D tier. Along with this, Chop Socky Chooks. I think that's what it was called. I honestly never watched it, but I watched a Rebel Taxi review of it, and I got the point. It was an awful racist, attempt at a TV show. Chowder. Now, let me do something real quick. Let me just put this up here in S tier where it belongs. It was definitely the highlight of the late 2000s. Chowder, he's an apprentice chef. He wants to, hilariousness ensues. I actually have a video coming out soon on Chowder, specifically on Chowder, so I'll save all my big explanations for that. It belongs in S tier. Clarence. I really, really liked Clarence because it was one of the few cartoons that was just grounded in reality. It was, what can we do in a real life setting? And Clarence is basically what all grown up should have been. It really puts you back in the mindset of when you were that age, in my opinion. So that goes in the A tier. It's great. What is this? A Class of 3000? No, it wasn't good. I'm sorry. It has some good songs, but no. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I can't imagine me loving it, but I've also never seen it, so we're gonna be fair. Code Lyoko. God, is this the show with the ugly CGI? Because if it was, as a kid, I did not like it. I'm willing to bet my left hand that it has its diehard fans. But for me, it's bad. I'm sorry. Codename Kids Next Door. This is the ultimate kid power show. An underground group of children spies who need to take down adults. I don't have much to say. It's an A tier. Obviously, I'll put it in A tier. It's very good. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Now, there's another classic here. I'll put it in S tier just because it's such a unique show that hasn't really been done since. It was a horror cartoon. There were some genuinely scary moments, obviously. The Return the Slab guy. There was this big white face that I can never remember, and there was a talking tree. It's not too often that you can make a horror cartoon work, especially with Courage, a character who is a dog, and he talks, but he doesn't talk a lot, so a lot of it relies on his reactions and dealing with the scary scenarios. What do we have next? Cow and Chicken. The this was a product of the cursed 90s. They would eat chicken butts, and they would just be loud. It was very Ren and Stimpy-esque, which I didn't really like Ren and Stimpy as a kid. So, it's mediocre. Cow and Chicken's okay. Craig of the Creek, this is another one that falls in the Clarence territory, where it's actually, I'm gonna put this in A tier really quick. It's real life, but the kids are playing fantasy characters, which is what everyone was doing. You'd go to the forest or the woods or your backyard, you'd find a big stick and be like, I got this big buster sword like Cloud. And that's basically what they do. It's friends playing fantasy as opposed to like characters in an actual fantasy world. So it makes me want to go in the backyard and play with a stick as a sword. The Cramp Twins, I have no idea what this is, so I'm going to put it in the bad tier. What is this? This is that DC Girls show, which, where'd it go? I never watched it, so... Dexter's Lab, A tier, obviously, we're putting that baby in A tier. Dexter's Lab, boy genius who has an annoying sister, shenanigans ensues. Classic Dexter episodes, my favorite one is when he... goes to Japan and there's that giant mech fight for like an hour. It's just an hour of giant robot fights. And I remember Cartoon Network would play that episode all the time because they knew it was cool. How to Train Your Dragons. Never seen it. Sure it's good. Duck Dodgers. I'm sorry. I've also never seen it. Up next. S tier. Ed, and Eddy. Ed, and Eddy is obvious S tier because it was one of the first shows that was really targeted towards the loser demographic. It made me feel like those characters were me. They were outcasts. Granted, they were kind of bad because they were trying to scam kids. But for the most part, they were a group of friends that nobody liked and they did their own thing. It's a really nice message, and I think the final episode, the movie, wrapped it all up perfectly where, you know, Eddy admits that he's wrong, and the friends see that he came from a troubled home with his big brother, and they all gang together. It's like the most satisfying movie or episode in cartoon history. S tier. I love it. I rewatch it every time it's on, and I always have a great time. Evil Con Carne. It was okay. There's a reason it was split up from Grim and Evil. Evil Con Carne was just whatever. It was a brain and a bear with his stupid minions trying to take over the world. Foster's Home, baby, you know that goes in the S tier. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was one of the most like heartwarming shows for me, and I don't know why, because it wasn't always like wholesome. If you think of an imaginary friend, it comes to life. You put him in an adoption home, which is actually kind of messed up, but I loved it. I know a lot of people loved it. Thank you, Fosters, for being S tier. Garfield, should I just put it in S tier as a joke? Like, no, I never watched it, so we're not going to do that. Generator Rex. This was the time when Cartoon Network was really trying to push their action shows. I believe it was about a guy who could, like, transform his body into any, like, machine. So he could be in a fight and, like, turn his hand into a toaster or something. It was okay. It was good. It wasn't great, but... George of the Jungle? Oh, I did not like this. I tried to watch it because I love the movie with Brendan Fraser. To me, George of the Jungle was charming because he was dumb, but he had a good heart, like in the movie with Brendan Fraser. He was stupid, but he did everything out of, like, friendliness, because I'm good. The George of the Jungle cartoon just made him stupid, and I'm not about that. Billy and Mandy. I personally have to put that in S tier. There weren't too many cartoons that I could watch reruns of over and over, but Billy and Mandy was easily one of them. I loved the Brown Evil 2-part episode. I love this episode where Billy goes into his video game. I love the one where Billy goes to Valhalla and needs to, like, he fights off Norse gods or whatever, like Thor. I love anything with Fredberger. There were very few episodes that were a miss to me, so obvious S tier. Grim and Evil is mediocre. I mean, it's the same thing as... Oh, did they remake He-Man? Like, it looks like a mid-2000s remake. I've never seen it. Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi. I thought it was good. I thought it was great. Who am I kidding? I love this show. Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi, or I guess Puffy Amiyumi were the band that did the Teen Titans intro. In my eyes, it was basically the Raven and Starfire show. You had the cute girl who was giddy, and then the goth emo punk, but hey, I like it. I Am Weasel. I've seen that face, but I have also never seen it, so I'm sorry. I've watched one episode of Infinity Train, and it was great. Johnny Bravo, it was great. I didn't love it though, because I don't know. There was too many cartoons for me to love, and some of them just couldn't be loved equally. Speaking of Johnny Test, this is bad. This is a D tier show. Johnny Test was the worst garbage I think I've ever seen on Cartoon Network. It wasn't for nerds. Like, Johnny liked being epic and skating, and nothing about Johnny Test was good. And if you liked it, I'm sorry. Watch any of these other shows first. Justice League was a very good show. I don't know what this is, so... Actually, I don't know which Justice League I watched, but one of those goes in there and one of them doesn't. Justice League the movie, don't know what that is. Oh man, there's a blast from the past. Krypto the Super Dog. This was, I believe, Krypto is Superman's dog. The League of Super Evil. He looks like Strong Bad. Is that his name? I don't know what this is. What is this, actually? I'm going to put that in that. Juniper Lee. I remember its existence, but I didn't watch it. What the heck is this? Royals? Don't know what that is. Oh, this was a good show. I liked it. There was the Looney Tunes remake, where it was like a sitcom. Not a sitcom, but like a slice of life show where like Bugs and Daffy were roommates and they had to go to work and deal with dating. But it was done really well. I only watched a few episodes of it, but when I did, I was like, oh, this is different. Like, they're not just bonking each other with pianos. I had a weird hatred for Mad TV. They would do SpongeBob parodies, and I was like, man, there's a SpongeBob parody on Cartoon Network. That just blew my mind. It was okay. What is this? Mau Mau. I've never seen this, but it looks really good. The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. This was the start of cursed Cartoon Network content. I was like, there's so many cursed screenshots and weird scenarios and like Flapjack, he talked like with Captain Knuckles. Oh, Megas XLR. This was another epic, I think it was a Hot Wheels thing. It was bad. Sorry. Oh, Mighty Magiswords. I really need to see this. I haven't seen it though. Mike, Lou, and what is that? Mike, Lou, and Og? I don't know what that is. I've heard of it, but I have no idea what it is. Mixels looks like a mobile game ad. So, it's kind of cursed. Never watched it. The Moxie Show, again, no idea what this is. What is this? Mucha Lucha. It was a good show. It wasn't great. It was a school of pro wrestlers for kids. I liked it because I liked wrestling as a kid, and I was like, oh, they made a cartoon about it. It was basically like Power Rangers, new enemy, learn a new move, take them down, go to high school. Great show. Very good. My Gym Partner's a Monkey. That is also good. It's not great. Adam Lion, his name is Lion. He gets put in a school for animals, which is a zoo. But I liked it. He was kind of a loser. I think he had a crush on someone, or someone had a crush on him, which was weird because they're animals and we're not about that. We're not going to talk about like Lego Ninjago. I didn't watch it. OKKO. This is a great show. I like the art style because it kind of has that modern Cartoon Network look, but it's more dirty and rough, and it's a compliment. Yeah, it's another kid in a fantasy world fighting people. Over the Garden Wall is also great. I watched it once. It's a mini series on Cartoon Network, I believe, about two brothers who are lost in a forest. It's fun to watch every Halloween and fall time because the mood of the show is just so like the leaves are falling and it's always spooky outside, but the characters are fun, so it's a nice mix of the two. Ozzy and Drix was mediocre based off of the movie Osmosis Jones. It's about amoebas and pills fighting off bad stuff in the body. S tier. The Powerpuff Girls is S tier. I watched it unapologetically as a kid, as a teenager, and I'll do it as an adult. Especially back in the 90s and early 2000s. If a girl was the main character, it was for girls. But Powerpuff Girls was like, but they kick butt and they have powers. You like them. And I did. And I had a crush on Blossom. S tier. Conversely, the Powerpuff Girls remake is D tier, and you know, you could just chalk that up to me being salty that I like the old series and the new series is different. And yeah, What the heck is this? This looks nightmare-y. I don't know what that is. Regular show is also great. I liked it because at the time it was also different. It was a fantasy world where the characters do like normal mundane things. Mordecai and Rigby work in a park and they just mow the lawn and play video games. But wacky things happen. I like that it's a fantasy world, but a majority of it focuses on just the normal life. Robot Boy. This was a good show. I believe a robot was created by some scientist and he befriends a boy. The concept is kind of dry and the show was also like not super good. To give you an idea, it was only ever on at like 6 a.m. like when I had to go to school, but I had some time before the bus came. What the heck is this? Robotomy? It looks new. I don't think I've seen that. Sorry. Samurai Jack is A tier. I don't know. It was very good. I remember it being like weird as a kid because it was so slow. It wasn't like crazy epic sword fighting. It took its time. It explained like if Jack was in a scary situation or depressed or about to have a big fight, it would build it up. It was very mature. Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. Is this the one where they look like Family Guy characters? I never watched it if it is. What is this? Something awesome? It looks cursed. The Secret Saturdays. This was kinda bad. Sheep in the Big City. I remember watching this as a kid once and was like, this is cute. Skunk Fu. Doesn't sound good. Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom was great. That is an A-tier show. It's very self-aware. Like, so much of the banter is jabbing, like poking fun at the fan base or the haters or its own reputation online. They break the fourth wall, they're self-aware, and when they're not doing that, it's actually a good show. Like, it must have been written by a lot of fans of Sonic at this point. Oh, Space Ghost. We're getting Adult Swim in here. I just didn't watch it because it was weird. It was like a live-action talk show with Hanna-Barbera characters. Squirrel Boy. Mediocre. No, it's bad. Robot Boy, Squirrel Boy. It was literally, let's take a thing and put it with a boy. Like, there's not enough interesting things to make it worth it. Star Wars. Wasn't a Star Wars fan, so I didn't watch it. The Clone Wars, I didn't watch it. I know a lot of people love this show, and it should be here. But I didn't watch it. I'm glad that this is here, because it gives me an out. Static Shock. That was a great show. Steven Universe. DT. No, I'm just kidding. I know this will upset people if I just put Steven Universe right here. I think it's good. You know, I like it. I don't know. I haven't like sat through and watched it all, but when I do, it's good. But I'm not in love with it. Like Craig of the Creek or something, where I'm like, oh, this concept is very grabbing. What the heck is this nonsense? What is this? Oh, dude, Summer Camp Island. This is a drug trip show. This is like Hogwarts and Harry Potter, where you get taken away to this magical summer camp of drugs and magic. Dude, this is weird. It was fine, I guess. Sunday Pants? What? I don't know what this is. SWAT Cats. I never watched it. I'm sure it's good or bad. Symbionic Titan. I also didn't watch it. That was part of the era of Mega XLR and Ben 10 Alien Force, of like live action shows. Not live action, just action shows. Teen Titans Go. You know, this is my tier list. And I'm gonna put it in D tier. And I'm gonna tell you why. Why did it have to be the Teen Titans? Why couldn't you? It could have been any superhero show. I know that Cartoon Network did that recently, or not Cartoon Network, someone did with the Avengers, with like Spider-Pig and Baby Groot and Iron Man. Yes, I'm salty about it. Because of that, I put Teen Titans in the S tier, because this is I'm probably upsetting someone with this. But I don't know, man. I liked it. It was one of the best, no, it's the best action cartoon like of my childhood. Something about it clicked, and something about it made me incredibly happy. So S tier. Thundercats. I didn't watch it, but I'm sure it's good. And Seek, what does that mean? It sounds like it should be on Adult Swim or on X videos. Okay. Time Squad. I remember seeing these characters, but I never watched it. Ooh, Total Drama Island. That's an A-tier show. It's a game show in a cartoon format. Characters go to this island, do challenges, get split up into 2 teams, and the losing team has to vote somebody off. And at the end of every episode, we're like, oh my gosh, I hope my character that I chose to make it to the end doesn't get voted off. They do the dramatic build-up, like, and the person going home is, and the music and the zooms. And the fact that we were into it so much, we were like, oh my gosh, no. And when our character was on the chopping block, we were actually scared. It managed to, like, hold your attention so good. It was, I loved it. It was like the only reality show I liked. The Redonkulous Race. That's the other Total Drama Island thing, right? I didn't watch it. You know, once the first season ended, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good one and done series that made it unique. Oh man, Total Drama Babies. Is that what this show is called? This is what I was talking about. You know, it's just, I'll give it this one that it's fine. And the reason that I'm giving it a pass over like things like Teen Titans Go or the Powerpuff Girls remake, they're changing the formula. Totally Spies. I didn't watch this. It's about 3 girls who go to school and then they're also spies. I think it came out at a time where I was like 12 or 13 and I was like, you know, I already watch Powerpuff Girls. I can't watch too many of these girl shows. As a kid, that's what I felt. I'll watch whatever I want now, but yeah. Transformers, wasn't a big fan. Uncle Grandpa was so like, I'm gonna put it here. Unikitty. I was in a hotel, and when you're in a hotel and I didn't bring my Switch, all you have is the TV, and so I watched it. It was okay. It was good. No, it was mediocre. I didn't hate it. They're Lego characters who do wacky adventure stuff. Victor and Valentino. I've heard this is good, but I haven't watched it. Can't judge it for myself. What in God's name is this? That is cursed. Ooh, We Bare Bears, A tier. That furry Ed, and Eddy is basically Ed, and Eddy, a group of outcasts who only have each other in this world, and like one other friend or something. But we won't talk about that. It was good. I love any concept that has a group of friends that need to stick together and face the world that like has betrayed them so. What a cartoon! What is this? Robot Jones was a cursed experience, but a good one at that. It was a robot kid who had to go to school and was like, what is human stuff? What is pizza? What is homework? What's new Scooby-Doo? Bro, if you can't sing that song, then we can't be friends. That's an A-tier show. Xiaolin Showdown. I didn't watch it. It just didn't appeal to me. Wasn't something I was into. Young Justice. This was a pretty good show. The Annoying Orange. I didn't watch this. Okay, I lived through the internet era of this. It was bad. It is exactly what you think it is. It was the 2 to 3 minute videos, but now extended to 20 minutes. It did it fine because the internet videos were annoying. It was loud noises and cringe humor. Here, what is this? This looks kind of cool. We're kind of down to this part now. Like Thundercats Roar, I know people didn't like that, so I didn't watch it. Batman the Animated Series, that's a great show. And lastly, for some reason, Superman, which I didn't watch it. So, we've done it. We've ranked basically every Cartoon Network show. Obviously, there's some stuff that I can't think of right now, but like Adult Swim shows that aren't on here. But overall, for the most part, shows that most people watched, here they are. Yeah, you could tell a lot of it is based off of like my own nostalgia. Like some people should put Adventure Time and Gumball up here. Let me know your ranking. If you just go to the Tier Maker website, type in Cartoon Network, you'll find it. Let me know. Tag me in it on Twitter and we can yell at each other. But thank you so much for watching. I'm a little drained now. Bye.